कल इकोनॉमिक्स की स्टडी की थी। इकोनॉमिक्स में इकोनॉमिक्स इज द माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स एंड मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स। माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स इज related to the individual and the company and financial, and macro economics is the economics which is calculate the national levels and the national level. The in economics three major are the three sector: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector, quaternary and preliminary. The primary sector is go to the agriculture, and they are the connected directly from the nature: agriculture, mining, and several others. And secondary is the intermediate product of the primary sector is the manufacturing industries and the several others. And third is the service sector, and the various services is included and the quaternary sector is the sector in which the high power decision companies for officials are included. And now come to the budget. Budget is the mentioned in the financial annual report and article 112. And the budget are the revenue capital and revenue expenditure. Budget are the classified into revenue expenditure and received expenditure, capital received and capital expenditure. ठीक है, चार में जो रेवेन्यू रिसीव्ड जो पैसा आ रहा है, जैसे टैक्सेस नॉन टैक्स जो आ रहे हैं, इनकम टैक्स, आउटडोर, जीएसटी, सब रेवेन्यू हैं। और एक्सपेंडिचर रिसीव्ड जो कि एक्सपेंडिचर जो खर्चा हो रहा है अपना, एक्सपेंडिचर रिसीव्ड वाला एक्सपेंडिचर, ऐसे कि सैलरी जा रही है तो रिसीव्ड एक्सपेंडिचर। ठीक है हैं। और कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर एंड कैपिटल रिसीव्ड। कैपिटल ऐसे कि लोन ले रहे हैं अपन, कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर ऐसे कि बिल्डिंग बन रही है, कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है, कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर हैं। और ये बजट की सेवरल स्लिप्स रहती हैं, जैसे कि 0 से 5-2.5 लाख तक कुछ बजट नहीं रहता। फिर उसके बाद बेसी बचती रहती है, 5, 10, 15 ऐसे होता रहता है। एंड फिर डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द सेवरल स्कीम डिस्कस started from the government. And now come to the 5-year plan. The first 5-year plan is started from the planning commission. Now come to the planning commission. The planning commission is the advice. The planning commission is the advice of the USSR प्लानिंग कमीशन एडवाइस टू द USSR से लिया गया है ये। तो पहला फर्स्ट 5-year प्लान स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द 1951 to 1956। द हेवन डोवन मॉडल पे बेस्ड था, ग्रोथ एंड इंक्लूसिव ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड द वेरियस वागड़ नागर डैम IITs की स्थापना हुई थी इसी में। एंड द एवरेज ग्रोथ रेट इज 2% expected and achieved 3.6%। मानोवल नेहरू जी प्रधानमंत्री थे। फिर 1956 to 1961 द सेकंड 5-year प्लान इज द बेस्ड ऑन द मॉडल ऑफ नेहरू मानोवलिस मॉडल। इन दिस 5-year प्लान द फोकस ऑन द रैपिड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन एंड लाइसेंसिंग ऑफ द वेरियस सेक्टर। इसमें भी नेहरू जी प्रधानमंत्री थे। लाइसेंसिंग ऑफ द वेरियस सेक्टर, इसमें भी नेहरू जी प्रधानमंत्री थे। फिर उसके बाद इसमें 3.5 की ग्रोथ रेट एक्सपेक्ट की थी और 3.6 की प्राप्त हुई थी हैं। फिर उसके बाद थर्ड 5-year प्लान इस 1961 to 1962। इस बीच में भारत ने 2 युद्ध लड़े थे। द फर्स्ट वॉर इज बिटवीन Indian China and second war in India and Pakistan. So show the collapse of the system of Indian economy and the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru deaths and Lal Bahadur Shastri and also dead. They given the Nara of Jai Jawan Jai Kisan, and after that the plan holiday started 1966 to 1969 because of the not a sufficient support to start a planning commission. In 1969 started the four 5-year plan in which rapid industrialization, stability, focus, the respectable Indira Gandhi ji, and the growth rate expected 2.5 is and achieve 2.9 to achieve 2.9. In India fought a war again in Pakistan in 1971, in which formation of Bangladesh, and initially start the slogan of Garibi Hatao, and 5-year plan is 1974 to 1988, in which the rapid industrialization, stability and growth, वही प्लानिंग कमीशन इंदिरा गांधी थी इसी में. फिर in 1969 is the ruling plan because of the government shift, and 2 years is the ruling plan. Morarji Desai the non-Congressian first prime minister, and 1969 एक चीज़ ऐड करना चाहूँगा. 1969 14 बैंक are nationalized, and 1918 and also the 6 bank is nationalized, and 5-year plan is 1980 to 1985. The Rajiv Gandhi is the prime minister, in which Indira Gandhi deaths in the 6 Freud and the stability rapidization इन्हीं पे फोकस किया था. and the 6 5-year plan 1985 to 1990, in which the stability growth is the and the India in 1990 India faces the crisis of BOP, balance of payment in the foreign exchange. The foreign exchange is the lowest level in the all time. Then the president and the prime minister is the PC Narasimha Rao, and the finance minister, the credit of India is in this situation dealing with the Manmohan Singh. They is the finance minister of that time. They help of IMF establish the globalization, privatization and industrialization, and ending of the licensing Raj, so the and ending of the session, and the 7 5-year plan started 8 5-year plan 90 ऐसी. and the initial 2014 the ND government is set up, and the approval of the Niti Aayog National Institute of Transforming India set up the head of the prime minister. And the now come to the bank. The first Bank of India is the बैंक ऑफ कोलकाता हुई थी. उससे भी पहले हुई थी 1821. बैंक ऑफ कोलकाता, बैंक ऑफ मद्रास एंड बैंक ऑफ बॉम्बे इज सेट अप इन 1940 and 1941, and the mixing of these bank in Imperial Bank of India in 1921, Awadh Bank of in 1989, and Central Bank of India in 1911, Central Bank of India, and the SBI is formed from the Imperial Bank of India in 1956. ये हो गया 1956. Now come to the RBI. RBI is the Central Bank of India. It is formed in the Commission of Inter Commission in 1934. The establishment of 1 April 1935. The financial of RBI is the 1 July to 30 June. 1 July to 30 June. RBI के financial head, the first governor of RBI is the Odeon Smith. The first Indian government of RBI is the C.D. Deshmukh. The longest serving RBI governor is the Bengali Ramraj Koi hai. Second the number RBI is the banker of Bengal is the policy that control in all the world. CRR and SLR. CRR the cash reserve ratio, in which the amount of money or percentage which keep bank to reserve as RBI. SLR the statutory liquidity रेशियो इज द अमाउंट ऑफ, मैं आपको बताता हूँ, ये अमाउंट जो बैंक अपने पास खुद जमा रखनी पड़ेगी, लोन देने के बाद भी इतना कैश रहना चाहिए. तो SSR हो गया है, और फिर उसमें क्या आता है, SSR हो गया, CR हो गया, अवध बैंक हो गई है, बजट हो गया, फाइनेंशियल. द वर्ल्ड बैंक एंड IMF इज द फॉर्म्ड इन द Gutenberg Confederation in 1945 in the after the ending of World War. There are the 5 branches of World Bank. The headquarters in the New York, and the IMF is the International Monetary Fund. They are the provide the loan and credit for those countries who was pretending of balance of crisis, contraction and reconstruction they are taken from these banks.